special good morning to you all. You're welcome to the Thursday's edition of the program Press Break this Thursday morning of the 3rd of October 2024. On this program, we bring to you the latest happenings as reported by the print sector in Cameroon and other parts of Africa. We'll be back to unravel today's package of the program Press Break. Hang on with us. Once again, you're heartily welcome back to the program. If you're just joining us, you are on to Press Brief for presentation. I am attending Larry Kevin Tabot. We begin this first phase of the program with the first paper, The Horizon. The Horizon for this morning report on the major national dialogue of 20 some years ago. It says 5 years on challenges and successes. You can find more on the front page of The Horizon and read that detailedly on page 2. Moving forward with the Germano-Cameroon Corporation task, it says about 14 billion CFA francs to strengthen civil society organizations and gender inclusiveness. You can find more on that paper. For this morning, we move forward with the CHRC, who recommends the Ministry of Public Health to arrange for more campaigns and regular free medical consultation sessions, screening and monitoring age-related conditions for the elderly. We are talking of the Cameroon National Human Rights Commission. You can find more on that story for this morning. Moving on to this other story, Ngannou Djumisi magic wand to degradation of roads. You can find more on that paper of Cameroon's Minister of Public Works, Emmanuel Ngannou Djumisi. Away from the Horizon newspaper, we crossed over to Le Messager of late Piyush Njaweh. Talks of Minsep Fikafoot, the end of war. That's a question you can find on that said paper for this morning. Presidential elections 2025, UPC, the other faction of UPC says she will vote for Paul Biya. And the Chantabia cycling tour, it talks on Colondam, the yellow jersey. Get to read details on that paper for this morning of late Piyush Njaweh. Cameroon Insider, one of the papers of Marie Claire Nana for this morning, reports on Indomitable Lions management saga, sports ministry, Fika Foot, Berry Hatches. Get to read more on that paper for today. Major national dialogue 5 years after 5 years of mixed fortunes, according to that paper. You won't find more on page 5 of Cameroon Insider for this morning. The search intensifies for the kidnapped trio of Idabatu in the Bakassi Peninsula of the Southwest region, following the interview granted to journalists by the top administrator for the Southwest region, Bernard Bukalia Bilai. BEAC steps into curb coin scarcity in Cameroon and across member states of the BEAC banking countries in the Central African sub-region. We take you to the point for this morning. It talks of financing of terrorism and the falling of the conflict in the restive northwest and southwest regions of the country. It talks of the big fall of Ayabacho Lucas, as reported by Le Point for this day. And that's the Point newspaper, the paper report of the PP's project. This is a project that was envisaged by the Minister of Water Resources and Energy and the Director General of Cameroon Utility Water Corporation, CamWater, Blaise Musa, to provide potable water to all households in the country. But in one of the neighborhoods of Yaoundé, precisely at the Emana neighborhood, there was this massive pipe damage that saw lots of cubic meters of water being wasted in that part of Yaoundé. The Fiactual newspaper for this morning to have a different twist, a report of the partnership deal between the Douala Port Authority and Arise. It says 230 billion CFA France to be put into the industrial zone of Dibamba for the expansion project of the Douala Port Authority. Get to read details on that fruitful cooperation ties between the Douala Port Authority and Arise. You won't find details on page 5 on that set paper of Defi Actual for this morning. Defi Actual report on the great degradation of Cameroonian roads all across the nation. The paper talks of what solution is the Ministry of Public Works if she cannot handle major roads in the country, according to Defi Actual for this day. And we take you to this partnership deal of MINPASA and the World Health Organization WHO to reinforce professionalism in that sector. You can find more on that paper for today. Quotidian emissions for this morning talks of rating. It says the top 10 administration of that are actually notorious towards corruption. Get to read more on that paper for today. And the express route of Douala Yaoundé says the second phase of the express route of Douala Yaoundé has been launched by the Minister of Public Works, Emmanuel Nganu Tumisi. This took place yesterday. You can find details on the bottom page story of quotidian emissions for today. Immigration, it says Quebec, a region in Canada. The paper report of how she has been absorbing lots of nurses from Cameroon who migrated there to Quebec in this part of Canada. Away from the migration to Canada, we crossed over to municipal updates of Victor Cham for this morning. The municipal updates report of Major National Dialogue at 5, walking the talk. That is the big caption you can find on municipal updates for today. And moving over to Mamfe Council, where pavement bricks production, the mayor of Mamfe, Robinson Taben Chong, unveils plan to empower over 500 youths in the town of Mamfe and mining division at large. Away from that story, let's take you now to the next paper for today. We move forward with the Guardian Post. The Guardian Post report of winners and losers should be acquit par. That is the big caption of the paper of Christian Gard for this day. It has a paper boasting food security. The paper talks of Pure Car and Sidenal assist Northwest farmers with layer fowl piglets. You can find details on that paper for this morning. And CCA Bank engages to deliver exceptional customer service to all her customers. And we crossed over to this obituary following the announcement of the death of former primetime newscaster on the national broadcast CRTV, Arsene Godfrey, who happens to be who was before his demise was the deputy director general of the CRTV Audiovisual Heritage Training Center in Yaoundé. He passed on in his 50s. Get to read more on the life and demise of Arsene Godfrey of CRTV on page 5 of the Guardian Post for this morning. Away from the Guardian Post, we cross over to Cameroon Tribune for today of Marie Claire. Report of the express route of Douala Yaoundé says it's the launch. That is what you can find on Cameroon Tribune for this morning. And as a Cameroon Tribune, the abduction of the TO for Ida Battle rescue mission continues. Get to read more on Cameroon Tribune on that story. Moving on to the city of Douala, it talks of this victim of sex tape who is 71, according to Cameroon Tribune for today. From Cameroon Tribune on to the Catholic paper, that's Cameroon Panorama. Cameroon Panorama asks a question: Juju in church. That's a question that has been posed by the Catholic newspaper for this morning. Why Juju in church? Get to read more attempted answers on that story of Cameroon Panorama for this morning. And in that paper, the paper report of Futuring, it says tradition, Africans and religious Christianity conflict. Get to read details of the stories and others of the Catholic Church in Cameroon Panorama for this morning. from Cameroon Panorama, we crossed over to the next publication for today. That is Quotidian Economy for this morning report of insurance sector. It says the Director General of AXA is in Cameroon. Get to read more on that paper for today. Public administration, the paper report of the results of X-raying the different service delivery in several public administrations in the country, as reported by Quotidian Economy for this morning. From Quotidian Economy, we cross over to Les Infos show for this day. Talks of a lady who was strangled to death in Paris by a purported customer of ours, as reported by that paper for today. It talks of crime in France against the Cameroonian community. And just to reiterate, the said lady hails from the nation Cameroon. Moving forward with Honorable Cabral Libri, President of the Cameroon National Reconciliation Party, known for short in French as PCRN. It talks of presidential elections of 2025. You can find more on that set paper of his candidature of Cabral Libri on the top job in Cameroon. Le Financier d'Afrique for this morning talks of scarcity of coins in the Semak sub-region. It says the Central Bank of Central African States, BEAC, now injects more coins into the several economies, and that of Cameroon in particular. Taking you to Gabon, who launches the national campaign for civic education. You can find more on that story on page 11 of Le Financier d'Afrique for this morning. And we crossed over to this other story of CCA Bank, who listen to her customers. You can find this on that side paper for this day. Away from that, let's cross over to the other African newspapers. We begin first with First News. First News talks of all set for First News 4th anniversary public lecture. You can find more on that paper for today. Reps challenge Senate supremacy, demand G. Con for speaker over inferior CFR honor, and hire mercenaries to fight insurgents, according to Dumbi, who urges Tinubu. Taking you to the entertainment newspaper, the Matrix Showbiz Gist talks of fans react as Wizkid take another jab at Davido, and former Big Brother Africa winner parades for help, reveals marital struggles. You can find details on the same paper. And Nigerian plays full of hope of DJ Chubby. And we take you to the Metri Sports for this day. Talks of the European UEFA Champions League. Villa beat Bayern Munich and Lille Stern Madrid. Benfica, Liverpool, Juventus win. Get to read more on that set paper for today, and remain with the European UEFA Champions League. It talks of Champions League. PSG winger apologizes to Luis Enrique for 2-0 defeat to the Gunners of Arsenal. This match took place last night. We move on to the metrics now. The metrics report of Niger boat mishap hopes team of finding survivors, and still 150 persons are missing, according to NIWA Rescue, who rescue 100 others. And President Tinubu embarks on 2-week vacation to the United Kingdom. The Daily Times for this morning report on engaged service of military contractors to wipe out terrorists in Nigeria, and Naira plunges by 8.25% amid escalating forex crisis, and workers kick as a federal government suspends sale of subsidized rice. And we cross on to Blueprints newspaper for this day. Says the 64th Independence Day celebrations of Nigeria. Reps reject CFR national honor on Tanjudeen Abbas and Malundo Nabi, both ferrying 300 persons capsizes in Niger. 16 bodies recovered, hundreds of others are not yet been recovered so far. Taking you to terrorist slaughter 6 farmers, abduct 5 others in Borno State of north central Nigeria. We take you now to meet a son of Terry Tiaga from Douala. Report of the express route of Douala Yaoundé says the launch of activity of the second phase of the express route of Douala Yaoundé by the Minister of Public Works Emmanuel Ngang Jomisi. Taking you to the Grand Prix Chantal Bia, the paper report of the Nkolondom Little King, who won the first lap of the competition. We move on to Daily Independent now. It talks of federal government remove value-added tax on diesel cooking gas to crash prices of gas-related products in Nigeria. And local government pool, Governor Fubara declares October 3 for public holidays all across river states of South Nigeria. And we crossed over to Reps reject CFR national honor confer on Speaker Abbas. The Punch newspaper for this morning report of local government autonomy. Governors in fresh move to delay implementation of local government autonomy from the state control watch that has been championed by governors of the 36 states of Nigeria. PDP crisis. Oyakilo peace panel begins sitting Monday. You can find more on that said paper for today. Custom intercepts 682 million cannabis that is in Indica at the Tanker port. Daily Trust for this morning report of 16 buried, 150 still missing after Niger boat mishap. And we crossed over to Constitution review. It talks of Atiku Abubakar proposes rotational presidency. Meanwhile, man to federal government sanction official for making policies that ruin businesses. And Governor Lawal allegations against Matawale despite onslaughts on bandits on patriotic. You can find more on that paper for this day. And Nigerian News Direct for this morning is reporting on federal government exempt local government, not local government. This is LPG and CGN orders in new value-added tax modification order, according to Minister, who will report on that situation. And also protesters clash with police over vehicle seizure. We crossed over to national honor. Speaker rejects award demand equal recognition with Senate President. Wrap up the program with the last paper on our disposal. That is this day for this morning, Thursday morning report of engaged military contractors to wipe out Boko Haram, according to Dome, who tells Asiwaju Bola Ahmed, the president of Nigeria. Federal government unveils new fiscal incentive to boost oil and sectors of Nigeria, according to this day newspaper for today. Wrap up with the last story on this day for this morning. Talks of French ambassador to Nigeria visit Ovia, according to this day newspaper for today. And with that publication from Abuja, this is what concludes the Thursday's edition of the program Press Brief. We'll be back tomorrow exactly 9 a.m. to give you what the newspapers must have reported for tomorrow. For me and the entire crew, we are wishing you all a blessed Thursday in the company of High Television as more interesting programs are coming your way. Good day.